Alright, welcome. This is M-Dog from M-Dog Gaming. And we're doing what has become a bit of a tradition for us at this point, and that's these updates on Wolcen Wolcen Lords Mayhem as they continue to pump out the updates and changes to the game. I've been trying to stay on top of those and put them on the YouTube for your consumption. So I hope you enjoyed this. Not sure how long we'll go today. Sometimes it varies based on kind of what we run into while we're playing. But I did want to show you this here first. This is about the newest update, which, by the way, is Alpha 0.4.0. And it says this right. It says that right here as well. So I looked over this a little bit. It looks like there's a lot of new things. One thing you'll notice, and let me just show you real quick. One of the big changes here is we're now in cloud mode. Now, you don't have to be. They still allow you the option of playing offline. But some of the new features are only available if you're plugged into cloud mode, like the new daily dungeon. So it talks about cloud mode being introduced in this mode. Your character chest and house will be stored on the cloud or on their server. Daily dungeon, randomly generated dungeon shared by every player. The daily dungeon is bigger, more enemies, more elites, a boss at the end, and I think basically the idea right now is see who can finish the dungeon the fastest, kind of like a race. However, and they talk about this in here somewhere, and I'm not going to necessarily get into this or look for it on this page, but I do think this is the groundwork for cooperative play, right? And this game will be really cool, really interesting when they start getting to that point where you can actually sync up and play together. There's also going to have the new active skill tree, customization options for each and every skill, more range, damage, and cost reduction, but also a few gameplay variants to completely modify the way skills will work. So 10 variants for each skill is what they're looking for in the future. They also have a couple new enemies: Gravekeeper, an elite warrior of the zombie horde, deadly sword and leads its minions in the melee, and the Orc Warlock, powerful sorcerer manipulating dark magic. Finally, a lot of bug fixes, optimization, balancing, QL improvements, like, for example, automatic positioning the item text to avoid overlap. And then here's a complete list of the changelog. So if you want to get more into detail of the changes, this is listed in several places, including on Steam, to see what the newest updates are. So let's create a character. I think all the characters were wiped. So we will, of course, not spend any time on this because I'm sure this character will be wiped as well. But let's just jump in and see what if anything, we notice about these changes. I didn't see anything that really we should any changes at this point. So let's just skip in and we'll play. And like I said, I don't know how long we'll go today. Maybe just maybe a shorter video, but we'll see. If I'm going to try to get a character to the point of doing the daily dungeons and all that, I'll probably have to do some of that off stream, or at least off from making the video for this update. My goal is to not go on and on in this video if possible. Really just kind of take a quick look at the game. And if you haven't ever seen this game before, it is a action role-playing game. It is definitely in early access, but has made great strides and is already at a very fun, playable state, or has been. And the one thing that they haven't added much of yet is the actual questing that I'm sure we'll eventually see. But in terms of just gameplay and variety of enemies and variety of skills, abilities, different sort of ways you can play, they have certainly added a lot of that. Oh, look, they have changed the starting skill. Instead of lightning, it is now fireball. Does that mean that they're no longer going to take us into that water where the fireball doesn't work as much? Oh, it looks like it is. But so instead of having the skill that works especially well in water, we now have the skill that does not work as well in water, Fireball. Alright, we're supposed to get to safety here. So it does tell you fire and burning effects are less effective in water. Although, that still did alright. One thing I was going to check is, do they have... so it looks like sound is all the way up. I just am not hearing any music. And to be honest, now that I think about it, I'm just not sure how much music they've had in this game at this point. So we'll continue to listen to that. I did turn the music volume up a little bit just to make sure if it started playing, we'd hear it. But all right, so we're getting out of the little tutorial. No, it's not even tutorial, just a little intro area where they kind of mention the very basics of the controls. First couple of quests that we go on here, which are they only have like what, about 5 quests in the game right now, unless they've sneakily added some that I haven't seen. But we'll see how those go. So I do hear a little bit of at least ambiance. Maybe you could call it music playing in the background. All right. Wait, what happened? Oh, I do hear music now. All right, survive the ambush. Huh. Okay, that seems new. Is this new? Brutal strike? Huh. That's interesting. Seems like there are some slight tweaks to combat here, maybe. Well, it made us fight him for a long time. Now, I will say, compared to previous times I've played this, it seems like I'm taking way less damage. Alright. And that kind of ends the escape part of the opening quest. And then we move on from here. There's the innkeeper. Am I losing my mind? I think they've moved stuff around. Something is going on. What is over here now? I thought... Spotted a carriage. Go help the person on the carriage. Alright, so down here we still have the Gate of Fate. And this is the transportation thing that we can later on we'll be using. Here's the merchant where we can sell items later on. And I guess this is the innkeeper. I'm pretty sure the innkeeper was over here before, but I could be wrong. That's how I remember it though. Alright, so let's go down into the valley. And again, we'll at least do these first couple quests. I like the way, at least with... Where's my character? You know, when it's been a little while since I've played, I have to remember... Oh, it's right here. Sorry, it's above the inventory. So right now we're using a one-handed weapon. And the left trigger is just a basic attack, but then right trigger is our brutal strike. And that's sort of what counters our magical ability right now is Fireball. So you go back and forth between Umbra and Rage in terms of being the resources you need to use different types of attacks. The only attack we have that doesn't need any resource, of course, is just our basic attack. supposed to get Luthor's pack left. His pack back. So we did get this, right? I don't guess we actually have to step on it. Looks like it lit up on its own. And there's Luthor's stash. And now we got to report back to Luthor. Luthor. Yeah, that... Those brutal strikes are actually pretty good. Alright, what was this? Another shirt. Alright, let's go kill these guys, then we'll take it back to Luthor. Oh, well, he just took care of it for us. The one thing I did want to see is how the new active skill system works. So if nothing else, we want to check out and see what changes they've made to the skill system. Alright, return to the town and talk to... So we should be able to do it this way. Yeah, it looks like we were able to. Okay. Next, we're going to find the ferns, which, see, I always want the quest tracker to lead us back to the transportation thing. I guess before we do that, let's take a look at our skills and everything. All right, so here is the Gates of Fate, which we're familiar with, and we'll just go in the fighter direction. Since we're not going to play long, we'll just go towards being a fighter, and that means let's just get a bunch of strength. Well, we've got strength. Let's get a bit of everything else actually. Now let's see if we can figure out where skills are. So I guess we have to wait till they level up. Let's wait till skills level up, and then we can see. We don't have enough gold yet to purchase any new skills unless the prices have come way down. So let's just go out and do a little fighting here and see if we can't level a skill up, because that's where the active skill system may come into play. And that's really what I was wanting to see for this update. The daily dungeons would be interesting to look at, but in particular I wanted to see what was going on with these active skills. When you do spend time with this game, though, if you get into it and working on the gates, putting points in the Gates of Fate, this is where you're basically building your class. Choosing kind of which direction you're going to go greatly impacts what you're going to be good at, and sort of what it will dictate kind of what the play style is going to be for you. I just really like the AoE damage of that brutal strikes. Okay, so we just leveled up our skills. Okay, so it looks like at level 5 we get the first option, perhaps. So let's just keep playing. Let's see what we can get to here. Is this a two-handed weapon that we're using? No, so we can use the shield. Alright, so we're picking up these ferns along the river. Alright, here is a villager shirt, which is going to be better because it's going to give us magical abilities. Or stats, at least. Still, at times, the combat can feel a little slow in responsiveness. Oh, there's some trousers. We'll take our trousers, that's for sure. Alright, so we got all the ferns we needed. Let's check out our inventory now. I think the other one we got was better. Let's take out this pack over here. Fireball is pretty cool right now. Alright, so let's look at the map. Where are we? I think that's where we are, right? Yeah. So let's go this way out towards, we'll spin the camera around. And the enemies out on the map seem to level with you. At least in this first area, that appears to be the case. I was trying to go towards, yeah, this other waypoint just so we can have another active waypoint. Alright. And now we can return back here, speak with Father Gernez. And he gives us our first health potion, which is going to be very helpful. Alright, helpful. Alright, there, and we'll go power. And now let's put points in. We're going to also put points in the Arcanist direction because we've been using Fireball so much. Okay, much harder task. And this is the one where we go to the old ruins, which are going to be right out there. So, let us find the old ruins. Now, we could have, I don't know, depends on how much skills cost now. We should have gone up that way. Let's see. Yeah, I think we go up this way. I don't know. So you have to use the magic to build up the rage. Or just do basic attacks to build it up as well. Whoa, a peasant hammer. Alright, let's see what that does. We still have brutal strikes. Fireball is just working so good at this level. Whoa. Okay, that'll be the end of him. Oops. Alright, so now we can go back and turn that quest in. As we set the tree on fire, apparently. Cool looking hammer we picked up. All right, so that pretty much does it with the questing that is available at this point. We can go back into the Gates of Fate and let's go. We'll go towards the Battle Mage direction. And that means we need more strength and power. Strength and power. Alright. So, we'll see if there's any of this new stuff that we actually want to equip. We're doing 10 to 15. This is a two-handed, I believe. Does it say? It doesn't say on there, but it shows you by the fact that you can't replace it. And I don't think we really got anything else that we want to keep. Let's talk to the merchant here. And just right-click on things to sell them. And this shows the list of everything that is available. We've got the Tomb of Fireball, but that's what we already have. So at least right now, we can't purchase any new skills, really nothing else. The current objective is to explore the world, build your house, talk to the portal keeper. So let's go talk to the portal keeper here to see. We'll start a bounty. This is kind of another feature that's been in the game for a while now. And typically enemies in these dungeons are a little harder than what you see up on the landscape. Or at least they have been. Again, I feel like this game has been... There's a toxic undead, something new. I feel like the game has been... Ooh. Has been tuned down a little bit. Multiple projectiles the same with the equipped weapon. Yeah, so we don't have a ranged weapon, so that skill is not going to be any good for us. We can go ahead and level up some more. We'll go in this direction because it is gonna... It's actually gonna help both. Sort of both our strength-based fighting and our magical-based fighting. So let's keep working here, moving forward. The sad part is we have not seen, our abilities haven't been leveling very much. It must be a little bit of a slower process than what I was expecting, so we may not actually get to see the active skill, changes that they've made. But we'll play a little bit through this dungeon and then we'll call it for now. I did feel like that in previous builds, this game was pretty punishing in the early part. So this maybe feels a little too easy, but if you think about the eventual development of this game, when a brand new player comes into it, you kind of do want it to be a sort of a slow curve up, I suppose. Yeah, we've still got to do a lot of... Get these skills leveled up. But anyway, so maybe it is a sort of a good direction they've taken to not be quite as difficult early on. Now we'll see how this goes, because we've got some bigger enemies that are... Yeah, they're doing pretty good damage to us now. And this is a level 5 ogre. So we'll use our health pots a little bit here. We probably ought to get out of all that. He is not easy. Just in terms of how much life he has. We are taking him down though. So let's see what we got here. We should have gotten some stuff that'll be... And there's a ranged weapon. Alright, so the gown... It's okay. This villager shirt, actually not as good as we had at the beginning. It's got a little more armor, so I guess we'll equip that. We're not going to go with the crossbow. We're doing more of a in-your-face build. I don't know why we leveled spread shot up. I guess just because we have it equipped right now, since we don't have any other abilities. Alright. Wow, I just got a silver ring. That's a rare ring. That's actually big. Alright, let's Gates of Fate it. So I think, let's see. One thing that I did not realize until recently on recent playthroughs is that you can... Oh, you can't rotate the rings unless you're at the Gate of Fate. Alright, so we're not going to put our points in yet. We are going to put a point into Constitution here. I want to be able to rotate the rings to put when I put more points in, so we're going to keep going here. And try to get back to the Gates of Fate pretty soon. Okay, here's a Gravekeeper. So this is one of the new enemies that they added with this update. And we've got an undead butcher with him. So they still have some problems with the programming of the AI, as sometimes the enemies will just kind of wander around. Even after you've attacked them, they don't seem to be really aggroed. But it is cool that we got to see one of the new mobs. We got another ring. This gives us some frost resistance. So we got to see the Grave Robber. And here's another ogre. Ooh. And I would say that, you know, even though it's in early development, for the most part, gameplay is pretty fun in this game. Definitely, if you got some good foundations in place that make me excited about the direction that they could take it in. So this took us to sort of another level of the dungeon. We'll see if we can kind of play to the end of this to get back to the Gates of Fate, so I can at least show you the, whoa, what is this? An Orc Sorcerer. They're pretty squishy, but they can pump out some damage. Okay. some of the most fun I've ever had in this game is building sort of around lightning, just in terms of how much AoE damage it does, and so there again, there is just a lot of variety in what you can do in terms of builds. One of the strengths of the game for sure. I do think it'll be important that they find a way to really create an interesting story, a reason to care about what's going on. Hopefully they'll be able to do some voice acting and just kind of create some story that is compelling. It's one of the things I hope for as they move forward in this game. Well, we just got a thief hood. Okay, here's an orc champion. So this is like a big boss at the end of the dungeon. I don't know if we are prepared for this enemy. Taking a lot of damage from him. He is going to take a while to kill. If we don't get killed first. And we may not make it simply because how long it's taking. And I think your health pots actually, well, they may build back up enough. So like we took a lot of damage from him there. And we don't have anything in our health. Oops. We don't have anything in our health pot right now. Alright, one of them refilled a little bit. There we go. He's not even halfway down yet. I'm tempted just to let him kill us so we can get back to town. Well, we almost went down there. I can't believe we didn't die right there. We're so close to dying. Yeah, that's what we really need is for health pots to keep falling. I mean, the health globes. got him a little stuck on the island before. Kind of slowed him down. Well, we've got him about at the, what, fourth of the way there. He hits us about every time with that ability. Alright, we died. Alright, let's return. Our wounds have been healed, but Forces of Evil have had time to regroup. So let's look at the Fates wheel here. And this is what I was talking about. You can rotate it so that you can decide what next level you want to go to. So like this one would give us the lightning, shocking stuff, the burning effects, which would help with the fireball, which could be cool. So let's go in that direction. Okay. Oh, we have another one. Very cool. Alright, so that'll change for sure kind of what our combat looks like. Let's just... I don't think we really got anything new we want to put on. Let's just go out to here and fight a few more enemies, and then we will wrap up this video. Alright, so now you see we've created this fire pit thing. So as we do fire abilities, enemies will take damage when they're in this circle, basically. And you can have multiple circles. So again, the more you get into the Fate, the different classes and abilities you can build. Ooh. Level 7 ogre. Really taking a lot of damage. And he resists fire damage, so we're in a little bit of trouble with him. Looks like he's healing himself. Alright. Alright, now he's... Alright, we got him. Alright, let's look at our new abilities here. So we can go, what is this? Yeah. Would we rather go this direction though? That's the frost. We'll go in this direction. So that's kind of how you build out your different classes. Let me get some more constitution here. So we're not as squishy. So I really like the way all that works. Just light them all up. Get lava going everywhere. Oh, Umbral Blast. So we just learned a new skill. An undead vomiter. That's gross. Alright, so let's see about this new skill we got. And we would want to put that there. I guess for now you would want to keep, since we don't have any other abilities, keep this on the action bar so it's still leveling up, even though we probably would never use it. We got a really slow attacking weapon now. But at this point, a lot of our damage is being done. These level 8 ghouls are going to be a pain. To me, they've always been among the more annoying enemies in this game. As we're going to die here. We did kill one of them. Alright, that's a good point to end. That's a good spot to end at. So, we can at least... Oh, look, we just leveled up abilities. Not quite there yet. But you can at least see how... when we get to this next level... So when we get to level 5, we'll have our first choice on Fireball. We can either reduce the cost... or launch an additional fireball. So that's kind of how you end up changing, morphing the abilities. Concentrated fire at level 10 and get fireball deals more damage, or launch one additional fireball. So you end up with 3 fireballs if you go this path. And according to the patch notes, it looks like for each skill, their goal is to get to a point where there's like 10 choices per skill, which is a lot when you think about. Let's look at Brutal Strikes. Oh, they already have an additional one here. So Brutal Strikes, next level, we'll be able to reduce the cost, or the explosion radius is increased. And then next, we can hitting enemies may knock them down, or Brutal Strike inflicts more damage. And then finally up here at level 15, you'd automatically perform another Brutal Strike when killing an enemy with it. So you sort of get an extra strike in there every time you kill an enemy with your Brutal Strike. So pretty cool. All right, well, let's wrap up this video for Wolcen Lords of Mayhem Alpha 0.4.0, and this is after a hot fix on day 2 of this current build of Wolcen. Thank you for watching, and if you want to come check us out live at twitch.tv/mdoggaming, MDAWGAMING, or you can also visit us at YouTube. MDog Gaming there as well. And if you are here with me on streaming, we're probably going to transition to Darkest Dungeon now, but if you're catching this on YouTube, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.